Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are Allie and Rob, and this is Grounded Life Finances. Today we are discussing which is the best credit cards for full-time travel.
Yeah, we have been traveling for a while now, and some of the credit cards we have been indispensable. Some of them we never even use, and we wonder why we have them, and we're probably going to get rid of them. So we're going to let you know that right now ahead of time so you get the right ones to begin with, because when you're doing full-time travel, there's a lot to consider. Your life is going to be a lot different. Your expenditures are going to be a lot different. And so the credit card that you have will need to also be different. So I think the best way to do this is to just jump in, tell you what we think the 3 best credit cards are for full-time travel, and then tell you which ones you should get, because you probably don't need all 3, but which ones you should get in conjunction with each other.
Absolutely. So these are our top 3 choices. So the first one we're looking at is which one?
The Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, and that is pretty much hands down the best travel credit card on the market. There is a caveat that it will seem expensive up front. It's a $550 annual fee, but there is a $300 credit right off the bat, so it's really only a $250 annual fee. The second one is going to be the IHG One Rewards Chase credit card also, and then the third one is going to be the World of Hyatt Chase credit card. All 3 of them are Chase. And if you've done any looking into travel credit cards, Chase is pretty much known as the best company for that, and that is true. So we're going to go over each one of these. As I said, the Chase one has a high fee, but right off the bat you're going to get $300 off on travel, which you're going to be doing if you're full-time travel. So really the fee is only $250, and then the rest of that $250 fee is offset by some great perks. The first of which is lounge access at like 1,300 lounges all over the world.
Yes, and although it seems like you're not going to use that, if you're just traveling within the US, I get it. It's hard to get into the lounges using Priority Pass because a lot of lounges are limiting access now to Priority Pass in the US, but that is not the case abroad. It's pretty much open access just about everywhere that you go, so there's no limitations. So if you're doing full-time travel, you are most likely traveling outside of the US, so that's not going to be a problem. And it's actually an incredible thing because although there's not a actual dollar figure value on it, it is amazing to have that access because you've got somewhere to sit safely. You've got somewhere to, if you have a very long wait, you can take a nap in there if you need to, and there's someplace safe for you. And the food is a big deal. Most of the lounges, especially overseas, will offer extensive menu of food, and you don't have to worry about trying to go out into the airport and find some food or whatever. You've got it right there in the lounge. Everything is right there for you, ready to go, and they tell you when your flight is and all that kind of good stuff. So it really is worth quite a lot, even though there's no actual dollar value on it.
Yeah, the next thing that you're going to get is the up to $100 global entry TSA PreCheck or Nexus fee credit. And we went ahead and used that. And, I would say I probably wouldn't pay $100 for that, but it has been nice to have.
It is nice because you can zip through quite a few lines this way by just, shorter lines anyways than the regular TSA PreCheck or TSA lines.
Yeah, I should say also that with these cards you do get no foreign transaction fees and travel protections, which you're definitely going to need over just a normal credit card. So that's why you want to get at least one of these 3 cards. But if you're doing full-time travel, the big reason you're going to want Chase is you will earn so many more points with this Chase Sapphire Reserve than any other credit card because of what type of points you get and what the categories are for spending. So the first thing is you get 3 times the points on what's called all travel or other travel. And other travel happens to include Airbnb. So you're basically getting 3 times the points on your rent every month, if that's the strategy you're going to use. And then you get 3 times the points on all international meals as well. So when you're traveling overseas, living overseas, you will be eating out a lot. Even if you don't think you're going to, you will, because you'll get there and you'll see how cheap the food is, right?
Yes, and you'll just want to experience the food and the culture, and that's all a part of it. So you're going to eat out, and not that it's going to be a ton of money, but you are going to want to eat out when you're, in a different country, in a different culture. You might as well put it on this card because you're going to get a lot of points for it.
Yeah, so basically you'll be getting 3 times the points on all your food, all your housing, and those points are going to add up quickly, and they are very valuable points because the Chase Sapphire Reserve points can be used right on their own portal, or they can be transferred to many different programs to be used. So that is definitely our top recommended card to get. We have that one, and if I can only keep one card, it is definitely the one I would keep. It is the one that we always use. They've been very generous with the balances too, which is nice because they seem to raise that balance quite often. And if you just have to have a card that, like, say you're overseas and you need to pay your tax bill off or something, that's a card you can do it on because they're going to be friendly with the balance to you as well. So the next 2 cards, which are the IHG and the World of Hyatt cards, are pretty similar, but we have a favorite, and there's a reason that we like these over other cards. These cards both come with a $95 to $99 annual fee, but with that you will be getting a free night, and you really can't get a free night at either of those hotels for less than $100. So
Pays for itself.
Pays for itself, yeah. But the reason that we love these cards is because when you're traveling full time, you're eventually going to end up in Asia, and when you do end up in Asia, these 2 brands have the most hotels at the best price points, bar none, in the region.
It's actually incredible when you start looking at the redemptions of the points. Sometimes we just sit and look at the redemptions just for the kicks. We're like, we could stay at this place for 2 weeks for free. It's incredible. It's the redemption values on these is absolutely amazing, specifically in Southeast Asia. You stay at resorts in Bali, in India, in all kinds of places. It's actually a really good redemption value.
Yeah, so for the World of Hyatt, they start at 3,500 points a night, which is crazy because you're going to get 60,000 points just for signing up for the credit card. So basically you can get, and a lot of them are 5,000 points a night. If you got those, you'd be getting 12 nights free just for getting the card at a resort. That's crazy. The IHG one, I know you're about to go to Bali and stay there in a IHG resort, and it's going to be about 10,000 points a night. But the offer they're giving right now is 140,000 points to sign up, so you could stay there for 2 weeks just for signing up for the credit card. Not to mention all the points you're going to earn. Yeah, unfortunately we already have that one. So
yeah, can't sign up again.
Can't sign up again. But we love those cards because specifically you're going to be able to use them. We also do have the Hilton card, and we use that when we're not in this region, but generally there's a lot of the world where Hilton has some gaps in their portfolio, and it's just not as good of a card to use, I think.
Yeah, they're not as extensive. IHG hotels and Hyatt hotels are probably the 2 that blanket the world the most.
Yeah. So let's talk about the card member offers right now as we do this, and they can change at any moment, so check what they are. But right now, the Chase Sapphire Reserve bonus offer is 60,000 bonus points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. That's not a great offer for Chase Sapphire Reserve. It's a good offer, but we've seen a little bit higher. I think it could go up to 80,000 or so.
Yes.
That's good, but not great. Then for the IHG One Rewards Premier Credit Card, 140,000 points right now, plus up to $100 statement credit. That is a really good one, and I think it's worth doing. For the World of Hyatt credit card, you're going to get 60,000 bonus points. It's 30,000 points now, and then another 30,000 when you spend over the next few months. So that's actually the offer that we got when we did it. We felt like that was pretty good. $60,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but remember on Hyatt you can redeem for 3,500 points. You can get a night in Asia sometimes, and quite often 5,000 points. So check on their app and see how much they are, but that's a very valuable offer, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have a video for each one of these cards individually here on the channel. If you want to hear more extensively, a little deeper dive into each individual card, check those out here on the channel. And always, as we're sharing credit card information, please just make sure that you use your credit cards responsibly. We do pay these off every single month, so make sure you're not putting yourself into the hole or into debt. Make sure that whatever you're putting on the card, you could pay off within the month before it adds up on you. You don't want to be paying any interest at all, so make sure that you are paying those off.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you don't need all three of these. Probably, if I were to pick, I would probably get the Chase and then whichever hotel brand I like better. For us, I'd probably take the Hyatt one because there just seems to be a lot of places where we go. We've been looking in the app. We're planning on maybe going to India soon, and basically you can stay at the Park Hyatts in some of these cities, which is the nicest hotel, for 5,000 points. I'm like, for 100,000 points we could do 20 nights in India. That's really a no-brainer. So I would pick the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Hyatt. But if you really like IHG, it's just as good. The offer's pretty good, and you can't go wrong with that one either.
Yeah, so I think those are some really good choices. Definitely the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and then one of those two hotel ones, depending, like you said, on the brand that you prefer. But guys, hopefully this is helpful to you as you're trying to decide which credit cards to have with you for full-time travel. Don't forget to leave us your questions down below in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and we'll see you next time.